I am.
Okay. All right, then I will go ahead and call tonight's meeting to order. And if I can have everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so that brings us to tonight's agenda. Council, have you had a chance to review the agenda? Yeah. There is one change from the what was sent in our packets to what's on our desks here. Please, I'll have everybody refer to the physical copy that everybody has. Just a couple of resolutions are in the order that they are going to be presented tonight have changed.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right, I have a motion to approve from Pat. Second. I have a second by Troy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On to the consent agenda. Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
And Troy with the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all right, so on to the public hearing portion of this. So I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. So just want to make this perfectly clear that this is a public hearing relating to the Eden Valley Economic Development Authority's proposed adoption of a spending plan for tax increment financing districts number 4-2A and 5-1 in pursuant of Minnesota statute section 469.176 subdivision 4N. Inclusive as amended. So I'm going to have Todd come up and do a presentation on the process.
Thank you, Mayor, council members, staff, audience. Thanks for having me. Todd Hagan from Ellers, city's financial advisor tonight for economic development. We talked earlier with the EDA and city about their opportunities that are out there for spending surplus tax increment from tax increment districts. So there's 2 housing districts the city has that where the opportunities are. We can go through the normal housing eligible costs for housing districts, but the state legislature is allowing kind of temporarily spending unobligated surplus increment outside of any existing tax increment district, really no matter what kind it is, to develop or redevelopment sites, lands or areas of the city, to provide improvements, loan, interest rate subsidies, or really assistance in any form to private development. So that could be land acquisition, demolition, soil correction, site preparation, anything that deals with new development. So, and it would need to create jobs, and the jobs being created could be construction jobs. So they're pretty flexible on that. And it's increment that's sort of been accumulated in 2021 and 2022. I think this is a COVID thing, right? So they just want to, make sure that things are getting done in cities, and they're allowing this sort of temporary spending plan option. And it really is only just an option. So we don't really have anything hard and fast that we're going to use it for. But in order to have flexibility, and the plan is pretty flexible, it's just going to be as it comes. We'll analyze it and kind of figure out what sort of option is better as far as, and we'll also kind of look at the need for assistance. This would be upfront assistance, which is kind of neat. It's money you already have in the fund, and could go for those types of things. So what we need to do is draft a spending plan, which we have, and have a public hearing, which is what we're doing tonight. And we have to hold this before the end of this year, right, 2022, December 31st. And then we can spend the increment, not forever, but up to December 31, 2025. So it's all kind of temporary. And so we do the tax increment reporting for the city, and that allows us to see this stuff like easily, right? So it's sort of through our tax increment reporting, that we come up with, ideas like this and opportunities. So, so that's kind of the background of this. Again, you know, there's no development right now, but it kind of keeps the door open for those types of. So we got, you know, we did see there's about $115,000 available for the spending plan in tax increment district 4-2A and 5-1 in both our housing districts. There's 82,000 in 4-2A, there's 33 and 5-1. Kind of break that down. So that's what's available for the spending plan, and that's the flexible part of it. So the less flexible part of this would be how we normally spend those types of money within the housing tax income district rules. So there would be there's 7 more years left in 4-2, there's 2 more years left in 5-1, and if you add that up, the additional increment that would be subject to the original housing district kind of qualification is almost $62,000 would accumulate in 4-2 on top of this. So a little north of $73,000 in 5-1. So yeah, so we've got all sorts of things to kind of think about. And again, if we don't do this now, then you know we might kind of regret not having that, you know, kind of consider it tonight. So I know we kind of gone through this with staff and council and EDA, so I don't know if you folks have any questions, but I'm here for any questions that anybody has. If you want to come up here and I can just kind of slip that down too.
Sure.
And kind of wait for that.
Well, before you step down from the podium, Pat, Troy, any initial questions?
When you talk about money that's in these funds, is there anything that's earmarked per se on these funds?
Yeah, not anymore. There's no obligations outstanding in any of these districts right now, so it's real flexible for the state right now. So everything's been paid.
And how did we get to this? So with this, how did we accrue this money, I guess is the question.
Yeah, so the tax increment is generated from the difference between the base value of the property. We don't take anything away from the taxes that are already going to the county and the school in the city. And then so it's the difference between that and the new development that's occurring. So back when these were established, there was probably some reason why we would grant assistance like that. Sometimes it's to keep rents affordable. Sometimes it's to be able to demolish or acquire the property and kind of get it back to a level playing field and try to infill rather than, I know we're looking at that in the city right now is to kind of get those obstacles out of the way so people feel a little bit better, the developers feel a little bit more inclined to come into town more than sort of developing green spaces. And then in the development agreement for each district, for each project, that's where sort of the deal was created, is the development agreement, the subsidy agreement. And so there's a term limit on there, and there's an amount typically. And it's usually for eligible costs, right? So you can't just use tax increment for anything in the project. A lot of the times it doesn't go out to put it in foundation, more so that stuff on the ground, utilities and those types of things. That could translate to affordable housing, you know, but you have to kind of put more of a hard cost on how it affects the overall cash flow of the project is happening, right? So, so a lot of the times, kind of the trigger is we either reach the term of the obligation or you reach the amount of the obligation. So it pay as you go. The city doesn't have any obligation if there's shortfalls or anything to kind of make up the difference. It's not a general obligation bond. public streets and utilities. So it comes in and it goes to the county, and then we sort of roll it out to the city, and the city keeps a little bit for administration, and depending on the deal is typically 90% developer for that time period, or release that amount. And there are default provisions and those types of things. So the company or the developer has to do certain things to be able to receive it every year. And so that could stop that sort of long application. If that happens, and that's a consideration for the council to look at in their council to see how that fits in. Yeah, and once that's done, then like I said, there's no more obligation there, but you continue to receive tax increments throughout the district. These districts are typically, this type of district is 6 or so different kinds, and they're for different purposes and have different term limits. So these are typically 26-year districts. What you would do with more of an economic development type district, or one that's a little bit more specific to a project, it doesn't have, it has more restrictions, let's say, on it, specific to that part. A lot of times you just decertify. Because there's really nothing more you can do. But the legislature put this temporary spending plan opportunity in place. But housing districts are also very flexible. I think they feel that affordable housing and housing in general is important to every community. And they put a lot less restrictions on housing because they wanted it for more specific housing. So, for instance, you could spend housing district dollars outside of that district that generates it, maybe where it has many cities and municipalities, development districts. And that's called pooling. But all the other types of districts are restricted to pooling. So that's why you kind of shut them down earlier. These have a little bit more special benefits. So when we get to the, our analysts get to the point where you could shut down housing districts, we always stop and think. They got that in the second grade. You should just wait to keep the second grade, stop and think, it's not to go too quickly down a path. We're going to think about this. What else can we do in town? Long answer.
No worries. No worries.
Anything else?
Okay. All right.
Hang out.
Yep. So this will open up the public forum part of the public hearing. So some of the rules that it goes with public hearings. You will be limited to 2 minutes. Any and all questions will be directed to myself. I will make the exception to questions can be asked to Todd, our financial advisor. And there will not be any decisions made on any statements that might be made tonight. So Doug, I hear that you're here to speak tonight.
Yeah.
If you can come up to the mic and present with your statement.
Douglas Rowland, I believe the tax increment district is 4.2, was assigned to my company, LATCO. That project, that was for the apartment building, pay-as-you-go tax increment district. When I was done with all the qualifying things that I had to do, I certified the city then signs a note and a resolution approving it, I'm the holder of that note. There's a lengthy development agreement that you mentioned. There are things in that development agreement, and there are remedies in that development agreement. I think it was a 25 or 50-year agreement from the district. If I recall correctly, my note was 17 years, pays 90%. So the answer to where the money comes, I built the building, the increase in taxes is what we call the tax increment. That's the tax increment district. Promise was if you build a building and you do that, we will give you that increment, which is about $8,000 a year, 90% of that back. That went along for a while, and then the city announced they were taxes being late is taxes are paid to the county pays it to the city at the time of settlement, and following August or February, it pays to me. They're not paid within a certain number of months after the city gets it, they get paid to me. The city announced in a letter to me that they were going to stop paying that, determination. What I wanted to do is make 2 points tonight. You have the spending plan, I understand that. I just wanted to emphasize the first paragraph in the middle talks about using available tax increment funds. In the presentation tonight, we had a discussion there where he talked about unobligated TIF funds.
Please wrap up your statement.
Pardon?
Please wrap things up. Your time, 2 minutes are up.
I am holding a note, and no one has determined that that note is not in default by the city. I think it's only $10,000 note, and it's accruing interest rate of 9% per year. So those tax increments that have not been paid to me, plus interest on them, are due. So those aren't unobligated funds, and they are not available.
Okay, thank you for your, no questions. Council's not going to take any questions. So we will take it under advisement though, Doug, and we will work with our financial advisor to research the situation.
All right, thank you.
Okay, is there anybody else in the audience, or anybody else for the comment period? Going once. If there's anybody here to speak about the public hearing, the adoption of spending plan for tax increment financing? Twice. Anybody else? 3 times. All right, then I will go ahead and officially close the public hearing. We'll move on to our resolutions. So Todd, would you be willing to walk us through these 3 resolutions for us? If you were prepared for that, I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't have them with me, but I know what they say.
Okay.
So the first resolution is for you to consider adopting a spending plan. The EDA did that already, I believe, at the meeting. So it's a city council hearing, and you're kind of left with on that. So that is the resolution that you adopt the spending plan.
And this is just stating that we're basically we're interested in actually spending the money by what was it, the date, by the 31st of December of 2025, available funds.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you don't, it still stays in the fund.
Then it goes back to the previous rules before the state legislature.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any questions in council on the first resolution?
I'll make a motion to pass resolution 22-21.
All right. I have a motion to approve the resolution 2022-21. I have a second by Troy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, on to resolution 2022-22. This is the resolution of finding a parcel to be occupied by a structurally substandard building.
So this is shifting gears, all the way, and so this is different. So this is, when the city has parcels in town here that, you are acquiring, and then you plan to demolish and, redevelop. So before we do any demolition on those sites, we want to keep again our options open. And so, we keep your option open to establish a brand new tax increment we call redevelopment district, and that's a 26-year life on that too. And that, so we have, building inspector to look at the building, make sure it's substandard in accordance with Minnesota sort of tax income redevelopment findings. And then a report, right, is made, and we walk through staff with that and make sure that all that's in there, and take a look at it. It doesn't have to be, it's not rocket science, there's just a few points that need to be made, so it's a good example. And then that report has to come back to the city council, and you folks have to, review that and consider, the findings in there, acceptable. And then you consider approving that resolution. And then after tonight, you can demolish that building. You have up to 3 years to establish a new tax income redevelopment district. And kind of the logic here is because, if you demo it ahead of time, there's nothing to this tax rate. It all makes sense. And so that's really what it is. We're not establishing it right now, but I mean, if the developer comes in the door, sometimes, they're asking about this stuff, and we don't want to miss the boat. And that's what this is. So it's really a good thing to do all the time, it doesn't hurt. Talk to staff about that too, at least consider this for a lot of the projects. Coming up and give them an opportunity to do on this. So that's what that is. Just kind of, again, setting ourselves up for another opportunity.
Okay, all right. Troy, Pat, any questions? Yeah, the pictures in this report, holy cow. Right. Even in black and white, you can definitely see the, this building needs to be torn down.
So I guess I do have a question. So you mentioned that if to build on this parcel, the building will have to come down. But you said something about a new tax increment district, we'd have to create one there?
If it's needed.
Okay.
If it's needed. And to establish a redevelopment tax increment district, the requirement is you have to have a substandard building on the site. And then there's got to be improvements to the site, right? So it can't just be a cornfield. That would be a different kind of district. And what's nice about the redevelopment district is it does have a cooling restrictions on like a housing. Like you can pretty much put anything you want on that site. Not only with housing or manufacturing, anything like that. You can put anything you want to them. So that's really what's kind of neat about that redevelopment district. So I'm glad we've got, we're on that kind of a roll here about if there is an old building on some of these sites, as to keep our options open, kind of consider doing that. We don't have to, if those 3 years go by, it's just, and some developer wants tax increment, they just have to have a different kind of use on that. So, have to be a development district, it should be manufacturing, we work with housing for the short period of time, could be housing. We're kind of a couple places, redevelopment could be anything.
So we could put a district on it or not?
Or not.
Okay.
Troy, do you have any questions? No? All right, then I will go ahead and make the motion to approve resolution 2022-22, resolution finding a parcel to be occupied by structurally substandard building. Second by Troy. All in favor? Aye. All right, and then on to our last one. This would be 2022-23, resolution authorizing an interfund loan for advanced of certain costs in connection with the tax increment financing district.
So again, there's a blank in there for a cost, and then there's sort of an interest rate, 4%, and it talks about getting reimbursed a couple payment dates and into a schedule somewhere. So the reason for this resolution is kind of like a reimbursement resolution that was for bonds too. That don't like to reach back too far without sound intent, but that's what you might want to do is that once you pay cash for something, you reimburse yourself from bonds. The state kind of picked up on that and started doing this for tax income. So if you spend money, you put in like maybe the land acquisition cost in there and the demo cost. So if the city wants to reimburse themselves for that. If the developer comes in and, doesn't really do anything, and we establish a tax increment district for ourselves, we can do that. The public improvements and the cost of incurred, every time to set that up, that's what this allows us to do, is we think to get our money back to tax increment. Now, I like it better, that a developer comes in and upfronts all that. Land is, they get reimbursed very couple of times, that would be much improved. But sometimes it's kind of a give and take, you do this, we'll do that. Stuff like that, without this resolution, we, the city, can't do our money back. We didn't have it back, basically. And that's what this is. It's another sort of way to kind of, and what's nice about that, if we get it back, we can go back and do the fundraising, and maybe more things we can involve. So it's looking out for it. Shot to the unwary.
There you go. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Greg, you want to do the motion on this one?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll make a resolution to adopt resolution number 2022-23, authorizing interfund loan for advance of certain costs connections with tax increment financing district.
I have a motion by Troy,
Second.
second by Pat. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all right. Again, thank you, Todd. Okay, all right, so that'll move us on to item number 4 on our agenda here tonight, is the 2021 Street Improvement Project. We got a final pay application, number 9, and a change order, number 2, to discuss. And since Kent's not here, you're gonna cover that, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So all the work on the project is complete, went well. The contractor, resolved a couple turf issues with adding topsoil and reseeding, and they watered most of the summer, and they did some fertilizing as well, so that was all good. And if any, additional turf problems come up, that'll be handled as warranty work. Yeah, the 2-year warranty period ends July 15th, 2024. So we got some time there. Yeah, pay request number 9 is,
Yeah, 8374, that was the addition from the church, correct?
right, yep.
Okay.
And they have, the churches reimbursed.
Yeah.
They've already,
Yep.
yeah.
No, I thought I remembered that.
Yep.
All right, you want us to approve that for you first before we go on to the next one, or?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So then I've got I'll just go ahead and do it. I'll do a motion to approve the final pay application number 9 for $32,429.59.
Second.
I have a second by Pat. All in favor? Aye. Okay, all right. And then we're on to change order number 2. I like the wording on that, reduced by.
And the dollar amount is
And,
too.
and the dollar amount's nice.
yeah. It doesn't have much in his notes
Okay.
from that, so.
No, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't know if Ken had anything he wanted to bring up or not on that, so not a big deal.
That's all right,
Yeah,
that's all right. No, it's what, as your engineer isn't here, but it's certainly what your engineer wants to see is reduced,
Mm-hmm,
not a
extra.
change order because it came in over, so.
yeah, but
nice,
we won't
nice.
we won't give Kent too many kudos
No.
on that.
Oh,
'Cause we don't want him, his ego.
I'll let him know tomorrow.
All right. No, good, that was a good job.
And we need a,
A motion for that too? All right, all right. Who wants to do the motion on approving the change order number 2?
I'll make a motion to approve or to accept change order number 2. That was reduced by $190,126.54.
All right. I have a motion to approve. I'll go ahead and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you, Zach. On to boards and commission reports. Park Board did not meet. I don't think there's any updates there. Okay, all right. Water Board.
We met last week, had a real good discussion. We're looking to get a third quote on the exterior brick ceiling, still working on that. So hopefully we can have that, work done in the spring or the summer of '23. And then we did approve 2 new chlorine booster pumps. Eden Valley's is running a little weak. There's no rebuild kit for it, so, new pump is on the way. And we also got 2 VFDs for Watkins and 2 check valves coming. Those are ordered they should come in November, so.
The check valves are,
Yeah, it's just to convert their side to VFDs to match Eden Valley's. So,
what's the BFD stand for again?
variable frequency drive, so you can control the pumps easier.
Okay, all right. For those of us that
Sure.
don't play in the dirt.
Right. And,
I didn't.
yeah, Cindy and Troy, anything to add to what we discussed? Good meeting?
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. No,
Anything that you need approval from us on, or?
I don't think so, no.
We did talk about raising water rates, sewer rates. No, just kidding.
I was like,
It was too good.
what? I must have stepped out there.
I know, I was
That
like,
was a joke. And then Cindy's sitting there going, I just wanted to see if.
I know that I left, but I didn't,
Yeah, I
I thought it was over.
Troy.
That's a joke, everybody, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No increases.
Oh,
That was good. Well, not on this one.
yeah, very good. Not from the water board meeting,
Correct.
yeah.
No, I think Zach and Mr. Geislinger do a beautiful job with that stuff, so good job, you guys.
Thank you.
They pretty much do everything, so.
Pass on the word.
Careful. His ego's gonna start.
For more Mr. Geislinger than him.
Oh.
Jeez, the knives are out.
All right. Anything else on the water board? Board meeting. Nope. All right, then we'll go ahead to departments. Cindy.
First up is the bills.
All right.
Just need approval on those.
All right. Any questions on the bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
I have a motion by Troy to pay the bills. I'll go ahead and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
You should have the financial report as well. And with our cash and our investments as of 9:30, we have 3,722,405.53.
All right. Any questions on the financial report?
And again, some of them, like Fund 418, shows a negative. I just haven't transferred the funds from the 4M. I'll do that at our next meeting. You'll get a resolution requesting the transferring of payments.
All right. Any other questions from the financial? All right. I always forget. We need a motion to approve.
Really, you're accepting.
All right. I'll make a motion to accept the financial report. All right, I have a second. All in favor? Aye. All right, anything else there, Cindy?
I do have one more thing you should have in your packet, a floor cleaner.
Is that for the community center? or-
Yes.
Okay.
So they were out and they tested it. It's an expensive venture. It's $3,600. I wasn't there. Zach was there when they tested it.
Yeah, it's a real nice unit, easy to use, chargers on board. It looks pretty simple and basic, but exactly what that building would need if the floor wanted to be cleaned quickly.
Yeah,
And
that,
it'll do a way better job than just using a mop and a bucket, so.
And I know that Judy did contact them. They're going to bring one out so that she can have for a while to test. And we want to make sure, with this cost, we want to make sure it's the right thing. But that's a big floor to mop, you know, and we're finding more rentals that aren't getting their damage deposit back because it takes so long to clean. And I think normal parties, kids spill juice. They, you know, and you try to clean it up, but at the end of the night, you may not have noticed, you know, juice over there, and little kids do, and we have a lot of people, so we want them to keep renting, but our cleaning costs are going up, and I think a big part of that is it takes hours to mop this thing. So I get why we want it. I am going to request from 3 entities. I don't know if one can afford it, but certainly Eden Valley Citizens for Progress, the library, and the chamber, and they're all nonprofits, and we don't charge a fee for nonprofits, but I am going to ask if they would contribute to the cost of this. And it would be a one-time thing, and just for, they use it a lot, they use it, and that plays into our cost of cleaning, is, even though they're not filthy events, but, so,
This was talked about previously, was it not?
Yes.
I remember having
Like
conversations
a couple
with,
of years ago,
Yes.
or whatever,
yeah,
and it just never came up.
right,
Okay.
right, and I think they thought they could do a little one, then,
Yeah, the other ones were a little larger, and I was worried about the floor getting wrecked, but this won't wreck the floor. So, but we definitely wanna try it on like half of it to see how well it actually cleans versus the mop,
Yep.
so. When he brought it out for the demo, he didn't have any cleaner in it, so he just had water, so.
I would like, if possible, for council to approve up to 4,000 pending, and you'll be there and you'll see it, and, you know, that it actually is the thing that
He's gonna do the job,
yeah.
yeah.
Because if it gets here and we clean it and we can't see any different, or it's not any easier, or it ends up being really not the
Similar to-
one, then this isn't the one we're gonna order, and we'll find something else, but, and if you don't wanna do that, we can wait till the,
That's kind of where we were at before.
yeah,
I think we were
Okay.
okay with purchasing one. I just think at the time, we wanted to get a little bit more information on that.
okay.
Well, with that being in mind, I'm okay. I'll do a motion to approve, spending up to $4,000 for I'll just put it as a general, just a floor scrubber
Yep.
for the community center. Pending, you know, Zach's
Yep.
stamp of approval. Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay.
No, my intent is to have, I'm gone tomorrow, I'm at a in-service. And my intent is to have next week off. I know I need to do the packet for the following week, so I'll be doing some work from home, but I won't be in the office, but you can call me.
We'll try not to.
Yeah, that's right. Or you can email me, because I check my emails.
Any hour changes, or you got that?
No, yeah, Sarah will cover, yeah,
Okay.
yep.
All right.
Okay, now you're on, man.
Anything else? Anybody got anything for Cindy? Nope. Okay. All right, on to Zach.
We got a couple things. We closed up Fred's Park, so it's all winterized. Went well. Season went good. It got rented quite a bit in June and July, so it's getting used. That's good to see. We got cameras put in on Monday, so those are up and running. We got a little tour of how to run it, so got a good handle on that.
Easy system, good system.
Evan approves. It has to be easy, right? Yep. And I just seen the bill for that sewer pump, or for the motor and the pump there, so spendy, but we need it, so can't do without it. Yeah, that's in and running well. Runs like a top, so. And we plan to winterize the other two parks, this week and next week, so.
On the sewer pumps, is there, you do like regular maintenance and you're able to,
Yeah, we check them over, but that, I think that one was from, it might have been original, the pump, from 1982. So
so it lived its.
it paid for itself, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And there was talk about keeping that one for a backup, right? That there's the two pumps.
That's at the water plant.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, we'll keep those two
Yeah.
pumping motors for chlorine booster pumps, yep.
I missed that one, sorry.
You're good. No worries.
COVID.
Anything else, Zach?
That's all I got.
Anything for Zach? Okay. All right, Evan.
I got a lot today, but I'll try to condense it as much as I can. Let's start off with the usual stuff. Calls for service for the month were a little bit less than usual. That happens to be because I did 5 days worth of training out there. I completed the Leadership Academy, which is offered by the Minnesota Chiefs of Police Association. It was a wonderful 4-day training. Learned a lot, brought a lot of stuff back. And then the other day of training was a de-escalation course, which is just up in Way Park for a day. It's a good refresher. Good to have that 8-hour training on an important topic. Next thing we'll do is, I believe it's in the packets. I'm looking for approval on an agreement with the Minnesota Department of Public Safety, Traffic Safety Office, for the police department to participate in TZD. TZD is Towards Zero Deaths. It's a traffic initiative. It's a federal grant, paid out quarterly for me to work extra shifts of traffic enforcement, solely traffic enforcement. That's paid for by the federal government through the Department of Public Safety, Traffic Safety Office. I went through the whole budget thing. I pretty much all it comes down to is they're willing to pay the police department $9,200, or I should say the city, $9,200 for me to run extra shifts of traffic between October 1st, so this month, through next September. It comes out to be, I don't know exactly how many shifts it was, but 6-hour increments, 6-hour shifts, and there's different waves that we go through. So like there's an impaired driving wave, there's a seatbelt wave, there's a cell phone, no talking on your cell phone while you're driving wave. And so you have to participate in each of those waves. And those would be, 1 or 2 shifts in the month for 6 hours apiece. And so Cindy and I were talking, the $9,200 covers an overtime rate plus fringe, which is about 20% extra over my overtime rate. So it takes care of all of that extra stuff that you guys would pay me regularly, plus some. It's not a lot plus, but it's plus some. I'm not sure how exactly that will pan out, but any questions on that?
No, I think you and me have talked a little bit about that before, so.
It was a lengthy process to go through because it's a federal grant, but they have their I's dotted and their T's crossed when it comes to this stuff. In the future, I need to partner with another agency, but just to get us started, they're letting me do as a single agency. But hopefully in the future, somebody will partner with me. But for the next year, they've offered the $9,200, and that's a very modest amount that I put in for. Like I said, it's only like maybe a shift or 2 a month extra. So it's not like I'm gonna get burned out with all the other stuff going on, and good place to start. Doesn't cost the city
use Chase as a partner?
He is part of this agency, but yeah, the idea is to use him more during those shifts.
And this, if I may,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
overtime, or this grant isn't specific to you, it's specific to your department, correct?
Yes.
So if there was another officer, he could have that person do,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
That person do those shit. Okay.
Yep, and we'll share them, absolutely, up till, I think, the March 1st hire date, official date, whatever, of that person starting. I would work them all, but yeah,
Yeah.
next year, I would petition for more, so that me and the other guy or gal can work as much as we can. Within reason, of course.
I like that, took the initiative to go out and find this grant or apply for it anyways.
Yeah, TZD is huge. TZD is huge. It's something that I've always wanted, and it's really nice that it's not a burden to us. You know, there's special enforcement money in there as well. So it's not just about the waves, but there's special enforcement. Like, I get a driving complaint. Yeah, people are always going by my house. Part of this money is for that. So I can be on our city streets, not necessarily doing wave enforcement, but hey, I'm gonna do 6 hours and I'm gonna do 3 hours here and 3 hours there because these people are complaining about it. Let's figure it out, let's take care of it. And it will just enhance that way.
As the financial person, when he told me about it, I did remind him that what we pay people is more than their rate. So benefits are included in what we contribute to PERA or is more than one's rate. So when we do payroll, overtime increases what we put into PERA. So that's when I asked him on this 9,200, is that in consideration? And so that's when he says fringe, there's some in there that allows for those costs as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Any questions on that? All right. Since I've been in the mood to make motions tonight, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2022-24, agreement with the Minnesota Department of Public Safety / Traffic Safety.
Second.
A second, all in favor?
Right?
Aye, there you go.
Thank you.
All right, what else you got?
That takes care of that. Let's see here. Canine update. One of the days this last month, Chase and I went out and we got certified. And how canine certification works is I certify it on a Sunday. It covers us for the rest of the year, and then it covers us for the whole next year. Gives you time to get another certification event in, which will carry you to the end of the year, in the whole next year, etc. So we did that. We went up to Avon and we did it through the National Police and Canine Association. And yeah, it was nice. It was really nice to be able to get all that done in one day. Update on the cage. I reached out to Don. He had some great news. It's either gonna come in at the end of this week or next week at some point. They had just gotten an update from Satina when I emailed him. So that should be taken care of soon. I was asked to update people on the use of Chase. And I can't give a lot of details. But yes, he has been used. Whether that's a vehicle sniff. Actually, I was at training and the task force had called me for a sniff on one of their warrants, but I was in the metro. So unfortunately, I had to decline that. But people want to use them. He has been used. Either it's, if I'm going to, I had to leave the last council meeting kind of towards the end, but on my way to help with Chase specifically. So it's just, he is being used. So that's good. Let's see, that's the Chase stuff I had. The school year started, which is a big deal for me. I've been in the schools as much as I can. I just had an assembly last week. I got invited to speak at the elementary school for a brief 5 minutes or so about responsibility. Apparently, police are responsible. So I went there and I did that, but otherwise I've had lunch with them. I try to make it to the high school and elementary school when I can. Just building those relationships with those kids. Elementary school kids go absolutely bonkers for Chase, not me, for Chase. They love him. So yeah, that's been good, and keeping me busy with that. And the last thing I had was I started looking into it, and the costs and how the plans work out for body cameras. I think there's some, I'm not sure exactly what got put in the packets, but there should be at least 2 tables here. And I'm not asking you guys to approve anything. I kind of wanted to start a more serious discussion about us getting body cams. And I just want to see where you guys are at, if you have questions for me to get back to you on, and kind of go from there. I reached out to Axon and they sent me a table with 3 different options. It comes out to be the cheapest option for 2 body cams per month. And the big thing about the per month is the storage. So you're paying for a bunch of services, but you're also paying for them to store it for you. Because currently what we do right now is we have a squad camera and that's it, right? We take that USB drive, plug it into the computer, put it on a hard drive on the computer, and that's how we save them. It works pretty well. When you add a body cam into that and you're recording at every single call and it's in high def, 1080p plus, I'm not exactly sure what resolution they record in. What did we figure out? It was 10 gigabytes was like 2 hours in the squad camera. It adds up really, really fast. You use your body cam, and this is from experience, you use your body cam on a lot more things than you would your squad camera, because it's with you on every single call. If we think back to the February shooting, the one thing that came from that was it would have been made more clear if you had body cams. I mean, that was like the only thing. And I agree with it. I didn't necessarily think when I first came here, we need to get them. We need to make this big jump right away. But I have noticed in the last 3-4 months that I miss it. I really do. There are certain situations where it covers me, you know? It is able to tell a story, and nobody can deny that. It's video, it's audio. And it's great in court, great when a complaint comes in. It's great for me to be able to review with another officer that we will eventually have. So I think that it's necessary. And so when we look at the plans themselves, the lowest plan for 2 is $3,816 a year. And that's got some of the stuff. Personally, I think we need to go for the middle category. And that's just over $5,000 a year. That's with a 5-year contract now. So I'm not sure where we're at with that. That's something I want to discuss with you guys and kind of get some feedback from you, maybe answer some questions. What I do know is if you sign a 5-year contract, it says includes 2 Axon camera upgrades and 1 camera dock upgrade, which apply to 5-year contracts only. So we're sealing ourselves in for 5 years, but we do get an upgrade. And then what happens is you sign another 5-year. At the end of that one, you get an upgrade. Because the technology definitely changes, and the body cameras and whatnot get worn and stuff. So it's not a bad deal. The other option for us would be for us to go out, purchase our own body cameras, and then somehow store that stuff ourselves. I know Litchfield PD, they don't like doing contracts like that. And I talked to Chief Fank for a little bit about it. And they legitimately have their own computer that runs a server that all their stuff uploads to. And they keep it in-house. I don't have an exact cost, but he said, you know, they have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12 body cameras. So the monthly cost for them to pay this adds up really quick. So for us to get to the threshold of it being lucrative and money saving would take a lot longer than it does for him. And like I mentioned, 10 or 2 hours of squad camera was 10 gigabytes. And so you could have your body camera on. I'm pretty sure that the cameras are going to be higher resolution than the squad camera because it's a lot newer technology. It's going to take up more space. It's going to add up quickly, really quick.
Are other departments using Axon?
Meeker does. That's
Okay.
where I'm coming from with it. They actually just got the new body cameras in. I think they must do at least the middle plan here because it includes an app, which is really nice to use. And yeah, I'm used to Axon. I'm used to their body cameras. Phenomenal. I mean, the audio that they pick up is phenomenal. Go ahead.
And this includes the storage of what's being
Correct.
recorded.
So the bottom
That'll-
category, it says anything body worn camera plus capture. And I honestly capture, I'm not even sure what capture is. But then every single category includes storage for the body worn camera, which is essentially what you're paying for, is the cloud storage. And Cindy made a mention a couple weeks ago that if the PD or City Hall burns down, we lose all of our stuff because it's stored here. You ship it up to the cloud, you just need to be able to log in somewhere else and get it. It is kind of where everybody has gone and everybody that hasn't is going. And I just think that it would be worth the cost.
Does it say how long it keeps those
So
videos?
from experience, you set it up and let's say there's 50 call types, right, that we could go on. Traffic stop with a warning, you put it into the category, you label it with a call for service number. As soon as you upload that to the cloud, that's there for 30 days. An arrest is there for like 5 years. And so you have,
They meet
it follows,
the retention schedule
yes.
for.
So you can set individual retention policies based off the type of call that you.
it knows they know what the retention policies are from the
Right.
state, because
Yeah.
with this comes a new, every 2 or 3 years, you get a body camera audit,
Mhm.
but it follows the audit. It knows, so you can't mess up unless you put the wrong category in, you know?
So it comes with the audit, this program does?
It doesn't come with the audit, but the state does an audit separately.
I know in the past, Ernie had talked about it,
Mhm.
but it was basically cost prohibitive because the audit was so expensive.
Yeah, matter of fact, he even went as far as he bought cameras and everything. I think he ended up trading them back in. But the actual audit part itself was, I think it was like, what, $15,000?
Okay.
15 grand every 3 years or something, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was, now granted, that's probably, I'm hoping that's come down now, but.
I will look into it. This is why I wanted to bring it up with you guys and just kind of get some feedback on it.
Would your idea also be to change, eventually change over the camera and the squad too, or?
I threw that in there because it was something that Cindy and I had talked about. The squad camera in there works just fine. It really does. It's good. The mic pack that I wear picks up the audio just fine. I don't have an issue keeping that. I put that in there in case we wanted to just kind of go with Axon all the way and just move over. But as far as cost saving, I know that the hard drive we have in the computer right now is going to last us a while, and that I'm totally fine keeping the current one. I just wanted to put that in there just as a maybe.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is not just the fact, that you've had a little quote sheet here, but also I'm looking at the fine print. on here too, that if you, I'm assuming unlimited third-party storage. Well, maybe I'm reading this wrong, never mind. Like, would you be able to take your squad car footage, because you're talking about like storing the video locally, would you be able to take the squad car footage and also upload that to Axon?
Yes, yeah, if we go with their camera, yes, we would be able to,
Even if we use our existing, like we didn't replace the squad camera?
oh, you're saying take a our current squad camera and upload that to Axon?
Yeah.
We could ask
Yeah.
what they charge for
making a list.
cloud, yeah.
I'm absolutely making a list.
I mean, if that's, that's a valid concern, you don't want to lose video in case, that hard drive decides to take a crap on you, or, heaven forbid, the building burns down, you have a cloud backup on that too.
Yeah,
And
definitely,
I
I'll
know
reach out.
from looking at IT and cloud, the first thing some of them aren't certified for law enforcement. So the managed service, they don't have that kind of storage. And then, of course, it's a lot for video. It takes a lot of storage. So if it comes with this package,
You'd probably be surprised, some of the newer camera technology, your file sizes will actually
Oh, yeah.
go down.
Oh, really?
that's,
Oh,
that's nice.
okay. I'll ask.
Very small.
In all seriousness though, I mean, we talked, we were all on board with this with Ernie about getting because eventually at some point, whether it's the federal government or state, the state level is gonna mandate it.
Right.
And who knows if that'll come with if that'll be an unfunded mandate.
Yeah, I'm not,
So might as well get ourselves thinking in that direction of what it would take to do, implement cameras.
I'll look into if there's any grants and state funding as well for these programs too. I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
I'll look and see if there's anything like that for the smaller PDs.
Very important to look into this. I just don't want to get into the same situation that happened before, where we get them and then we can't use them because of data restrictions or whatever.
Right.
Just the way things are going, documentation is everything, video is everything.
Yep.
Protects you, protects the city. It's just, we need to take it very seriously. I just don't want to get into a situation that happened last time and then they become a bookshelf.
Absolutely.
And I think you're on the right path with all this. I'd like to see a little bit more information, and I think you're gonna grab that, so.
Is there anything specific? Because I wrote down the questions so far, and I will definitely look
No,
into that.
I think you're,
You're on the right track.
I'll double underline it.
And I know you kind of have your little favorite here with Axon, because that's what you used. I'm assuming that's what you used at the county.
Yep.
If you can maybe pull some quotes from other vendors too, just so we can compare and compare. Compare, not contrare.
known for.
Okay, I will look into it for sure. Because I'm sure WatchGuard has, I don't know when Junker had looked into it, but I'm sure they still have an option. So we'll see. Definitely.
You weren't kidding when you said you had a list for us.
Yeah, and I was surprised. It was a big month, so it was good.
Longer than a regular council meeting.
Right?
Sorry, guys.
Talk longer than Doug, but really.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set a timer on you.
I'm gonna have to start setting a timer. All right.
That just means he's digging in, so.
No more questions for him.
No, more questions, yep, all right. Let's see, on the other section here, we'll keep it brief. So I'd asked Cindy to put this on the agenda. I actually looked for a way to print out that material for these Tesla superchargers. It's just website only, and I think you wanted to try to print out pages of websites. So the reason why I bring this up is that with EVs being more popular, about maybe being able to look for grant options for getting a supercharger, or I should say, just an EV charging station or two here in town at like a park or close to a commercial area. And the reason why I'm kind of thinking about that now is I'd gotten an email that Tesla was looking for places, municipalities or businesses that were willing to host a supercharging network. So that's where the whole thing came up. So my ask is if you both would be okay with us digging into that a little bit more, looking at what, looking at no-cost or low-cost options of bringing electric vehicle charging to town.
I like the no-cost option.
I kind of figured you would. Preferably it'd be no cost, yeah.
I did go on to Excel's site, because I knew they were putting out funds, and there's information on it, and then there is the application for funding. And then it brought me right to me putting in all the documents, all the data in there, so then I didn't.
Did you get a chance to talk to Kent at all?
No,
Oh, okay. 'Cause I know last time, I talked to him a couple of years ago about it, and he thought that there was state and
Yes.
federal funding out there
Yeah.
available.
yeah,
I'm sure there'll be more of that coming, that's what they're pushing.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then what does it take to do that? As far as like getting it implemented as, to get, what's the power requirements, what's the,
Lots,
there's a lot of different things then.
Well, if you want to look at like an actual live setup, go to Central Park there in Litchfield, they've got 3 of them there.
Yeah,
And so you can kind of see what the footprint and that.
I've seen them before,
Yeah.
I didn't know what it actually takes to
They do,
everything to it, that's.
Yeah, the
that
amount
was
of
my
power
question.
that you
yeah,
need
the
to
amount
get
of
to it.
power does need to, it's going to require 3-phase, high voltage, high wattage. Just because these vehicles, charge faster when you try to shove more juice through the.
It's like when the Prius is driving down and they got the gas charger on the back.
Yep.
When it breaks down.
Kind of like that.
certainly the space, like
Yeah.
here at the park, that's
Yeah.
the same size.
I think the
as what
biggest
Litchfield
thing would
has.
just be your electrical,
The
to
light,
get the electric
Yeah.
to it. I don't think it's so
Right.
much, it's like a regular parking stall, it's just to
Yeah.
get the power to it,
Right,
Yeah.
so,
and that's where we'd end up having to work with like Excel,
yeah.
where they can bring that type of power.
Or if they have power that's close by to that,
So, yeah, so if you guys are okay with that, moving forward, doing some additional research,
Research.
Doesn't hurt.
there we go. Well,
Your time.
yeah, okay. All right, and then the next thing here, just want to make an announcement, there will be a fire hall open house on October 8th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hopefully this year, knock on wood, we'll actually have Lifelink. Hopefully they're not busy. They're planning on coming. Chase, I understand that you'll be doing a demo with Chase also that day?
Turn it back on here. Yeah, I will be there all day.
Okay.
Yep, so I will have to leave around 2:30 for another commitment, but I will be there about 11 to 2:30 with a demo at 2.
Demo at 2, all right. So, all right.
I did want to, know, and in the bills, you saw the check for the new fire truck.
Yes.
That's done, they're going to pick it up, so
Sometime we can't pick it up till next week sometime,
Tuesday.
if I can get a group of people to go.
I
As of
think,
Monday night, they didn't have exactly a group of people yet, but
okay, I heard
Right.
today, so
Tanker.
I was willing to go, but,
Hey,
Hey, you still wanna go on that ride, don't you, with the
I
lights
do.
on?
yeah, I can drive it. Just saying.
All right, that's cool. I can't wait to see that, actually
Yeah.
see it in person, so.
yeah, it would've been nice if we could have it for an open house, but
Yes,
it'd be about a week too late, so.
That's a bummer.
So
Next
did
year,
that actually come in a little quicker?
yes.
It wasn't supposed to be here so originally it wasn't supposed to be here till December. And then they were talking, it might not be here till like February, March, and now it's done, so. I think whether they have like 180 days or something like that,
from when they get,
from the time they get the chassis to, it was actually more than
It's
that.
more than that, it was close to a year.
Yeah, close to a year from the time they
Two something, yeah,
Yeah, for some
280, yeah. It was.
it was actually faster.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
Exciting.
There we go. All right, then with that, upcoming meetings, our next council meeting is gonna be a budget workshop at October 19th, and we'll be talking water and sewer.
We will be talking water and sewer, and I think we'll be talking Plymouth Industries will be here as well.
Oh, that's right. Yep,
So,
you won't be here for that.
all right, so let me know if either one of you aren't gonna be there, and I'll talk to Dan. Make sure. Okay,
Unless we get COVID again or something.
well, no, you're not.
Hope not.
Good deal.
All right, then with that being said, I will go ahead and adjourn tonight's meeting.